So I am going to bookend this interview with some positivity. The line, it was like he took my voice that day just when I was about to start finding it. Every time I've seen the movie, it just absolutely crushes me. So to highlight someone good in your life early on, who is someone that you encountered at the very beginning of your career that made you feel, seen, supported, and respected, and helped you take a positive step forward when you were first starting out and needed it?
Oh my gosh, what a great question. That is such a great question. Um, I think, I mean, this is going to sound strange, but I think that being given this opportunity to attempt to play Laura in this movie has helped me reclaim part of my voice from just, I don't know, it's that maybe I didn't even realize was missing. I don't know. It's been very empowering to be a part of telling this story. But how in the beginning, who? God. I mean, my mother, I suppose. My mother is an actor, and I think she's been. I think her support has been monumental. Of course. I mean,
I always love when family support's the answer to stuff like that. I deeply value my family support, so it fills my heart to hear about more of it out there.
yeah.
Um, let's talk a little bit about the real Laura Madden. So you are something else in this movie, but it's a large ensemble focusing on a lot of different people. So we only get so much screen time with you. So I was wondering if you
Yeah.
found any smaller details about Laura that maybe weren't conveyed in dialogue or at the center of a frame, but were important for you to hold tight to, and we could still feel it informing your performance.
Well, I haven't met Laura and I haven't spoken with her. I think that the moments, as you say, they're very, that you really don't have that much time with her. Um, but that the moments are so beautifully curated, these sort of windows into her life, these glimpses of what the life she has and what she's going through before the opportunity or the gauntlet is thrown down of whether she's going to even speak to these journalists, let alone have the courage to step forward and break the silence and go on the record. The moments are so beautifully curated. I know that there was one moment that meant a lot to me was when I remember Maria said, when when you say when your little boy when your daughter says that your son wants to take his pillow to Cornwall because we're about to go on vacation, and it was such a lovely little specific moment because you just get this family's about to pack to go the next morning. You know that feeling when you're going to leave the next morning to go somewhere, and particularly with all these children and everything, and the daughter's like, he wants to take his pillow, and Maria was just like, oh, we're not taking any pillows, just do it. Like, and it was such a wonderful thing to kind of just feel like such a real mom in that moment. And
Oh yeah.
I really just, I like that. I was like, oh, I think I'm getting a sense of this person now. So that was really fun.
Those are the little things that might not seem super important in a moment, but they make a world feel real and lived
Real.
in, and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
makes you connect too. Because I'm sure I've had
yeah.
those arguments with my mom growing up, and I'm sure my sister's having them with my niece and nephew right now.
Yes, and it makes yeah, exactly, and it makes a relationship. Sometimes you see motherhood portrayed in stories. Certainly not in this one, but in stories where it's all so beautiful and like this idea of maternal kind of, but that love is more visceral than that. Real, true, intimacy.
I have so many follow-up questions. You brought up Maria, so I'll go there next. I was
Yes.
watching another interview you had done where I think you said something along the lines of like Maria is now a director for you, where if she came calling, you don't even have to read the script. You're just going to jump in and do it. So it was making me wonder, what was it about the way she worked with her actors and the way she ran her set that now has that kind of feeling in your heart?
I think that obviously it is a big movie. It was a big studio movie. Must have had all the scaffolding of that. It felt very pared down, actually, on the set. It felt very intimate and immediate, and the camera felt unobtrusive. Uh, I really loved working with Maria. I loved working with her cinematographer. Um, I I just yes, no, I think you do. You work with directors that you're just like, I'll do that. I'll I'll be there, whenever. Uh, yeah.
I'm happy to hear she's on that list. I
Yeah.
have to talk about the scene that you share with Zoe, because I think it is one of the absolute best scenes that felt like someone asked me for my reaction right after I walked out of the movie. And the movie is great from the very beginning, but I legitimately said to them, the second that scene happened, something happened where like the movie just soared to a very, very special level. So it's really something else. That scene is largely on your shoulder. You've got Zoe opposite you, though. So what can Zoe be doing for you as a scene partner in a moment like that that makes you feel supported and like you can deliver your best possible work?
Well, I mean, she was so present. We had just met. We had never met before, and we literally just met sitting at that table. Um, and in between, we talked a bit about motherhood. I think I said, it's really hard. And she said, nobody says that. It's like, no, I know, but it is. Um, but I don't know. She's just, I mean, she's such an extraordinary actor. And to sit opposite her and have that beautiful bit of the script and beautiful bit of the story to be a part of opposite Zoe was just, it was a gift.
It's probably one of my favorite scenes of the entire year. And I'm not just saying it because we're talking right now. It really is something
Oh,
else. Here is my other half of my happy ending bookend
yeah.
right now. So obviously, a lot still needs to change in this industry, but lots of good has happened. So, in an effort to emphasize some of that good change, what's something that's become like an industry norm now that if you could go back in time and tell your younger self, one day that thing you want or need, that'll be a given? She would be really happy to hear that.
Intimacy coordinators. That would have made a huge difference to my 90s. Um, I That is an extraordinary thing. We now have a number on our SAG card to call if we feel like something needs to be shared. Uh, I think that we have just the communication, the dialogue, the sense of how deep this goes in all walks of life, how deep this problem goes, how whenever there's a discrepancy of power, people are vulnerable to abuse. I think the awareness of that just globally is huge.
I didn't get the rap sign, so I think I'll squeeze in one more because
Okay.
you know how much I love your work and I always want to see more. So, to highlight what you have on the horizon, is there any kind of like creative itch or new technique that Yellowstone is allowing you to dig into and you're excited to explore for the first time and excited to share with your fans for the first time?
Oh my goodness. I loved the opportunity to be a part of 1923, and I'm very excited for it to come out. I am so excited. There's this actor I got to work with called Amina Nieves, and this is one of her first jobs, and she is phenomenal, and I can't wait for the world to see her.
I love hearing about special people for me to keep my eye out for. I will take that. Huge, huge, huge congratulations on She Said. I meant everything I said. You are phenomenal in this film. And I can't wait to
Thank you,
cover more
Perry.
of your stuff in the future.
Thank you, Perry. I look forward to seeing you in person at a festival.
Absolutely. Soon enough. Soon enough.
Yes.